When I was making the Majora's Mask short film, yeah, many things have happened, and unfortunately not the best way, which is what this video is about, for the most part. I really got myself into the Majora's Mask, the video game itself, the original that came out in 2000. I don't know anything about The Legend of Zelda. I really don't. But yeah, I do know like it's a really famous Nintendo franchise, just like Mario Bros. This particular character, what was it? His name was Skull Kid. You know, at the time when I was going to college, I kind of relied with a Skull Kid because even now I'm just really isolated from everyone else. But I was going to college at the time. That's when I said to myself that I wanted to, finish my degree, and I did. I did. And from there, I just said to myself, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do this? I barely made any connections with people, at least from, my generation. I do know that some people out there do end up helping people that, are making projects and whatnot without, earning money. But for me, it was a little bit different. From my experience, when I was asking for, for help, most of them were just asking for money or just, a lot of attention, just going to the IMDb, websites and having a huge portfolio and whatnot. Otherwise, they wouldn't be, helping me with anything. It didn't work out, and I just moved on from there. Got some people who actually were interested without making money and everything. However, I did want to plan on using catering for this, such as like, giving them food and water during, the production of it while filming. There was a specific time lapse that I spoke about during the premiere after finishing all of this. This particular time lapse did ruin the way I, originally envisioned the movie itself. We were working with a, what was it called? The Black Magic camera, 6K Pro, I believe. Yeah. There was this one particular filter where it said if you would have this on a time-lapse mode, meaning that everything that was recorded, it would go incredibly fast, almost like a sky footage time-lapse, where it just, it shows everything going really quick. And to me, all of that was coming all together on me, and that was just causing a lot of stress, and it really made me upset. On the other hand, when I mentioned this to my producers on the following day, they just straight up told me, like, hey, look, you can definitely try to find a way to make this still work, but if you feel like you don't want to do it anymore, like you just want to pull the plug and, just forget about the project and everything, just make it an unreleased project, you can, but yeah, like it's totally up to you. At the end of the day, I was getting more, optimistic about this actually working. And after all, there was a premiere. It was something, for sure. I definitely learned something from this short film. Yeah, do check your cameras. I realized that, I can't really make money out of this short film because technically, Majora's Mask is not mine. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to Nintendo. So what I had to do was make sure that I would put somewhere around the short film that this film does not belong to me. Like, this adaptation, these characters don't belong to me whatsoever because it's technically from, Nintendo. So yeah, it's not mine. Overall, this was a helpful experience for my next short film. Who knows? But yeah, until next time, I hope you guys have a good one.